Say hello to a new friend on an old road. Take a two-lane trip of memories into mysteries unknown. Come along for the ride. Jim Hinckley's America. Jim Hinckley's America.
Hey, good morning, mi amigos. You know, I'm so grateful to that theme song, but just makes me think of adventures and adventures shared with friends. Good morning, Mr. Harley. How are you doing? Mr. Meyer from Kansas. Good morning, my friends. See if we can get this thing rolling here this morning. You know, I'm always glad we can have these get-togethers. I do wish they were in person, but we'll take what we can get in these interesting and challenging times. But I'm so glad that you could join us for another, what I hope is a fun-filled, fast-paced half hour. My pa always used to tell me it's better to fill the head with useless knowledge than no knowledge at all. Well, you know, I've been working for about 40 years on making that a career. And this morning's a good example. Here's a sneak peek, a sneak preview, of, if you will, of what we've got for you on this morning's program. Did you know that Springfield, Illinois is the hometown of actress Leslie Farrell? If you don't know who Leslie Farrell is, perhaps you've seen a few of her starring roles in some classic movies. Let's see, such as Snow White and the Three Stooges. We're going to take a little bit of some tales of celebrity association with Route 66 this morning, and I want to kick before we really get on the going here. I want to give a shout out to the boys of the road crew for our theme song. Joe, Woody, Don, and boys. I'm really honored that they took the time to do that for me, and if you need some road trip inspiring tunes, check out their music at roadcrew66.com. It's they just got some great stuff. I really enjoy their tune Under the Neon and a few others, that Tattoo Man of Route 66. Oh, and this is going to be exciting. There's something else we're going to do this morning. My good friend Efren Lopez of Route 66 Images. He sent me a great box here. We're going to get into that in a bit. He is a crackerjack photographer, but he's also innovative, and he has a real passion for helping the Route 66 community. And he uses his photographic skills to create an array of specialty products that he wholesales up and down the road. And if you're in the Kingman area and you want to, just in time for the holidays, it just so happens I have a Mr. Lopez sample box here that I can save you the cost of shipping and deliver for you just in time for your holiday sales. And we're going to open that up this morning and see what he's got new, what kind of projects he's got. And so that should spice up the morning a tad bit, huh? Well, we did not have a winner for last week's trivia contest. So the best I can do is up the ante. This is a two-part question. I'm looking for the name of the store and the name of the town where the store is located. Here we go. The store opened almost 20 years before Route 66 certification. We had some great guesses last week. It's not in Kansas. The town's a bit too big to be considered a ghost town, but it's a mere shadow of what it was a century ago. And one more clue. The town has an association with John Muir, and local legend claims a link to Wyatt Earp. First answer to get the first right answer will get a copy of 100 Things to Do on Route 66 Before You Die, defaced with my signature, plus a Jim Hinckley America pen, and as an added bonus, a coupon, a certificate for a sizable discount on a room at the Roadrunner Lodge in Tucumcari, New Mexico. This offer will not be good during special events, but it's a great chance to discover Tucumcari, speaking of road trip inspiration. And since it's got about a 6-month expiration date on it, perhaps we'll be on the other side of the apocalypse and we can return to some sense of normalcy by then. Okay, let's get started with our celebrity associations to Route 66. And keep in mind, like I say, my pa always said, better to fill your head with useless knowledge than no knowledge at all. Now, if any of these questions help you and you find yourself on Jeopardy making money, don't forget who gave you the information. We'll start with Veneta, Oklahoma. This is the hometown of Philip Calvin McGraw. Does anybody know who Philip Calvin McGraw is, by chance? Well, we know him better from his television program as, drum roll please, Dr. Phil. It's also the hometown of Lavina Ream. She was a sculptor best known for the life-size statue of Abraham Lincoln that stands in the United States Capitol Rotunda. Just as a bit of obscure trivia, she was only 8 years old when she was commissioned to create that statue. Really talented and overlooked young lady. Our next bit of trivia comes from the venerable old Isleta Pueblo. Now, this is located on the pre-1937 alignment of Route 66 south of Albuquerque. It has a link to cinema history. With a copyright date of February 24th, 1898, the movie Indian Day School. That's the earliest known film shot in New Mexico. And the short feature film was produced by Thomas Edison. And since I delved deep into the dark side of Route 66 in my last book, Murder and Mayhem on the Main Street of America, Tales from Bloody 66, I got a little bit of a dark story for you on Route 66 and celebrity association. This one kind of surprised me when I learned this. On November 19th, 1954, Sammy Davis Jr. was returning from Las Vegas to his home in Los Angeles. And he was trying to avoid a car that backed from a driveway onto Cajon Boulevard, which was Route 66 at the time. He lost control of the car, and his injuries were quite extensive. They included the loss of an eye. And 6 months after the accident, he appeared on What's My Line with an eye patch, and he was later fitted for a glass eye. How about something a little more recent, a little more modern, if you will? And before anybody asks, I do not have pictures. In 1992, police in Kingman, Arizona, escorted Pamela Anderson to the police station on charges of indecent exposure. The incident occurred during a photo shoot for Playboy magazine at an old service station along Route 66 in Kingman. Anyway, there's a little bit of one for you with a little bit of a holiday connection. Who out there in our audience this morning remembers the cowboy crooner Gene Autry? You know, he was the fellow that originally sang the little ditty about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Well, for a while, he lived in Chelsea, Oklahoma, a Route 66 community. He was working for the Frisco Railroad. And while he was there, he did a bit of singing as a side job at local roadhouses. Sally McSpadden also lived in Chelsea. She was Will Rogers' sister. And, of course, Claremore, Oklahoma is a lot of Will Rogers connection there. Let's see what else I've got here. Here's another dark tale from California this time, Route 66. This is from the Reno Evening Gazette of January 13th, 1962. Ernie Kovacs, this is a quote from the newspaper. Ernie Kovacs, cigar-chomping comedian who rose to fame in 5 brief years, was killed early today when his station wagon skidded on wet pavement and smashed into a utility pole. The 42-year-old Kovacs, reportedly on his way home from a party in honor of Mrs. Milton Berle, was thrown from his car, police said. The smash-up occurred shortly before 2 a.m. on Santa Monica Boulevard in West Los Angeles. There's another little bit of an aside on this story. The car he was driving was his brand new Corvair station wagon. Okay, let's try something really obscure here. During the post-war glory days of Route 66, the Buffalo Ranch at Afton, Oklahoma, it was a major attraction. A primary draw was some trained buffalo. Well, during the inaugural parade for President Kennedy, one of those buffalo was actually included in the parade. How's that for obscure and bizarre? Don't go. I got things that's even more obscure than that for you. Do we have any film buffs out there with that remembers actress Sid Charisse? Well, she was born in Amarillo, Texas. And if you're not familiar with this actress, check out the classic film Singing in the Rain. How about something for sports fans? I have something from Baxter Springs, Kansas. Mickey Mantle launched his professional career playing for the Baxter Springs Whiz Kids, a minor league team. And, of course, he just grew up across the border there in Commerce, Oklahoma. And even though there are less than 14 miles of Route 66 in Kansas, there's another sports association with a Route 66 community in this state. Any guesses? George Grantham. Hey, he was born in Galena, Kansas on May 20th, 1900. And during the 1920s and 30s, he played for the Chicago Cubs, Pittsburgh Pirates, and Cincinnati Reds. And Mr. Grantham has quite a lengthy association with Route 66. He went to school in Kingman, Arizona, college in Flagstaff, Arizona, and he's interred in the Mountain View Cemetery in Kingman. Okay, here's another one for you. Another Kansas story. This is really a strange one for you. In 1898, Harry Houdini, he was in dire need of a paying gig. And at that time, seances were of tremendous interest to the public. Dr. Hill, Houdini's manager and agent, booked him into a Galena, Kansas theater as a medium. To prepare for his role, Houdini committed to memory years of local obituaries as well as names, dates on headstones in local cemeteries. I understand he spent about a week doing his research before his show. Ooh, let's see, I sure don't want to wear out my welcome with this or bore anyone, but I got a couple more here for you. How about World of Science? St. Louis is where Nikola Tesla conducted the first public demonstration of radio communications. That was back in 1893. On July 1st, 1859, the first mail ever carried by air left on a balloon launched from the St. Louis City Hall Square. And that was one reason Tesla selected St. Louis for his demonstration. And if we're going to talk celebrities and movies, well, we should talk film locations. The National Old Trails Bridge down on the Colorado River, it now carries pipelines instead of traffic, has since about 1947. It appears in the 1940 film adaptation of The Grapes of Wrath. And in Braidwood, Illinois, at 140 South Hickory Street, stands the Sun Motel. In the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with John Candy and Steve Martin, The motel was featured as the Braidwood Inn in Wichita, Kansas. And the long-closed Pine Breeze Inn in Belmont, Arizona, that has a cameo appearance in the movie Easy Rider. Easy Rider, there's a lot of scenes from Route 66. And of course, there's tons and tons of movies with Route 66 connection. Two-lane blacktop, Universal Soldier, gosh, it just goes on and on and on. The airport in Kingman, Arizona, it appears in a scene during the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And Carlinville, Illinois, with its stunning historic courthouse and jail and fabulous square, is well worth a visit. There is an association with political celebrities in this town. It was here in August of 1858 that Abraham Lincoln and Stephen Douglas debated in a campaign for the Senate. And when it comes to obscure celebrities, this one is tough to beat. Charles Robertson was born in Carlinville. Now, Robertson published a book called Flowers and Insects in 1928, a book that is still considered a seminal work on bees. At the time, he was an internationally acclaimed entomologist. Strange stuff, huh? And of course, the Los Angeles State and County Arboretum on 301 North Baldwin Avenue in Arcadia, just a short distance from Colorado Boulevard, which is Route 66, that has been used as a set for more movies than I care to count. There were scenes from The African Queen with Katharine Hepburn and Humphrey Bogart. They were shot there. Opening scenes from the television program Fantasy Island. Those were all filmed there. And 8 Tarzan movies took place or had films shot there. Now I've got a Route 66 connection for you to a future celebrity. Ed's Camp, located on the pre-1952 alignment of Route 66 in the Black Mountains of western Arizona. Well, Ed established the rough and tumble tourist oasis back around 1920-something. And, of course, most everything closed after the highway's bypass in 1952. Ed kept it going by selling rocks and produce from his gardens up until his death in the 1970s. Now, this future celebrity worked there in the early 70s, tending the gardens. Anybody have a guess who that would be? Well, it was me. Surprise. I'm working on becoming a celebrity in my own mind. Let's see. Hey, let's get to this Efren package. It's been bugging me. So let's open this thing up here and see what we have. With my handy dandy letter opener, a souvenir from Berg Rheinstein Castle in Germany. Thank you, Sylvia and Bernard, for the souvenir and for the outing. That was a most memorable day. Let's see here if I can open this up. Okay. Oh, Efren, you've outdone yourself, my friend. Let's see what we've got here. Ooh. We've got some nice photography of Efren's, his postcards. Man, he does some just absolutely fantastic work, to say the very least. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got beautiful magnets, pop sockets. Now that's a new one for me. I'm going to have to investigate what pop sockets are. Anybody out there familiar with pop sockets? Efren's created a line of pop sockets. Oh my goodness, Efren. Look at these beautiful, beautiful Christmas ornaments. Oh, these are nice. You know, look at here. Here's one from the Midpoint Cafe, Adrian, Texas. The Route 66 on the back. These are nice ceramic. Very, very nice. You can get a hold of, if you want to carry any of this merchandise in your store for the holidays, Efren Wholesales. And I'll get with Efren in the coming week and try to get a list of businesses that sell Route 66 Efren's merchandise, so you can help support a small business and do something really nice for the holidays. And for stores that have e-commerce, things of that nature, you can support a small business and get a great gift idea. If you want to carry Efren's merchandise in your store, contact him on Facebook through Route 66 Images. And we will get more into this. I'll get some pictures of this up online as quick as I can today. This is just amazing stuff. This boy is creative and does some great things. Route 66 magnets, colorful artwork magnets from locations all up and down Route 66. And if you have a business in Kingman and you would like to carry this merchandise, it just so happens I have a nice box all ready to go for you. I can save you shipping and deliver within the Kingman area, and you can buy this direct and save yourself the cost of shipping and have some really unique items for the holiday season. Postcards, and we will get some pictures up as fast as we can today. From the tremendous Munger Moss Motel. And he also has some great prints for sale. This is quite exciting. I'll get a display up for you. And if you would like to order some of this for your store or business, contact Efren through Route 66 Images on Facebook. And man, that boy does some great work. Let's see what else we got here. Before I wrap this up, I want to plug two of my recent books. I did this earlier, but you can order One of the Things to Do on Route 66 Before You Die, Murder and Mayhem on the Main Street of America, Tales from Bloody 66 on the Jim Hinckley's America website, JimHinckleysAmerica.com, and I will happily deface each book with my signature at no additional charge. That alone has to ensure the book is worth at least half of what you pay for it. Also, I mentioned this the other day, but look at this. Backed by popular demand, Quattro Publishing has putting out my popular book, Ghost Towns of Route 66, is out in a reprint with a beautiful 24 by 36 fold-out map of Ghost Towns of Route 66. And I do not have these for sale myself right now, but you can go to quattronows.com, QUARTONOWS.com, and get a copy of this for yourself or for somebody special this holiday season. And let's see. Like I say, later today, as soon as I can, I will get pictures of some of Efren's merchandise up on our Facebook page, and I think you'll really be impressed. Thank you, Efren, for sending me that sample box, and we'll see if we can. Man, that's really neat. Let's see. I want to give a shout out to the wonderful Wagon Wheel Motel in Cuba, Missouri, a special sponsor of this program. And you know, I don't know about anybody else, but this year has just been a booger. And one of the things I've missed greatly is being on the road. I've missed our fall tour this year. Was all canceled, and that means Well, I've been missing our annual stop at the magical roadside oasis of the Wagon Wheel Motel. Every morning when I stop there, we end up having a great conversation the next day with Connie Eccles, the proprietor, and she's restored the property. I run down to the Cuba Bakery and Deli, just an amazing spot down on Main Street, 1 block off of Route 66, and pick up some pastries and donuts and odds and ends, and we sit and visit a spell. And then the guests all show up and they start checking out, and we end up talking for an hour. It's just good. I missed that this year. And I want to thank supporters for our crowdfunding initiative on the Patreon platform. You've made so much of this possible. For example, the new service that I'm offering authors and artists, free promotion for their books, book reviews. I couldn't do that without crowdfunding, and this program is made possible in part. And I try to say thank you. Right now, I'm offering some interesting exclusive content. This week, I started a serial format reprint from Scientific American on Alexander Winton's ill-fated attempt to become the first person to drive from coast to coast. It's I'm just amazed they made it as far as they did. It's one hell of a ripping good tale, I guarantee you. And I have a question for my supporters of the Patreon on the crowdfunding initiative. Hey, what do you think of this story so far? I've written a couple chapters in it, and I'd sure like to hear your thoughts. And of course, we would be quite remiss if we didn't give a shout out to our coffee mug sponsor of the week, One Stop 66. OneStop66.com is a sponsor. They've got some great Route 66 Centennial merchandise, and you can find it at OneStop66.com. Think of it as a flea market for where Route 66 authors, artists, and craftsmen get together to sell their goods. It's a great resource for Christmas shopping, and sales will help support starving artists, authors, and craftsmen. And they're developing a full line of Route 66 Centennial merchandise, just like this coffee cup. And if you would like to become a coffee cup sponsor of the program, send me a coffee cup. Pretty easy. I'm not adverse if you want to stick a check or a little bit of cash in the cup when you send it along. God bless. My dearest friend and I are used to eating on a regular basis, and it's our intent to keep that going as long as we can. You know, I got a parting thought for the day, and I'm surprised that so many people have asked me to do this. I mean, every week, a lot of the comments I get at the end of the program, private messages, are about thoughts for the day. And one reason I do this program on Sundays, we've got so damn much bad news going right now. You don't have to look for a reason to drink or be depressed. But we need something a little more positive, a little fun. That's one reason I do this on Sunday. Take a break from the world out there and smile a little bit and laugh. And people who may disagree on different things, we can come together and laugh about things or smile. And this week, I want to encourage you. Let's take a deep breath and look beyond our disagreements, our opposing opinions. Let's make a concerted effort this week to see things in the context of blessings and needs. Let's strive to see how we may meet someone's needs from the abundance that we have. And with that said, let's see what kind of questions we have, and then I will wrap this up because I surely don't want to overstay my welcome. Good morning, Mr. Lewis from Kansas. Mike, good morning. Andy all the way from Tucson, and Miss Lulu, good to see you. Dortmund, my goodness, well, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the program. Jim, good morning, sir. Frank, Well, Nolan, don't hold back. If you think you know the answer, shout out. Let her go. Let her fly. Mr. King, you out in Colorado? Lewis, that's a good guess, but no. The Hackberry General Store actually is kind of new. Route 66, the National Old Trails Road, originally went through the town of Route 66, and then, through the town of Hackberry. And 1936-37, there was a realignment of the highway to where it's currently at. And that is when the Hackberry General Store opened, 36-37, right in there. You're right, Ken. Efren really rocks, and he just is such a great guy. His photography is truly outstanding. I'll get some pictures up of some of his stuff. I've got a couple of his prints here on the wall. And, One Stop 66. What a brilliant idea. Give a marketplace for people. Mr. Nolan is our trivia contest winner. Yes, the Desert Market in Daggett, California. The Desert Market opened, I believe it was 1908, 1909. And it's been pretty much in continuous operation ever since then. And Daggett is but a shadow of what it once was. The connections, just down the street is the abandoned Stone Motel, built between 1875 and 1880. Nobody seems to know exact on that. John Muir visited often as his sister lived there in Daggett. He stayed at the hotel. What was that? Death Valley Scotty. He kept offices there at the Stone Hotel. The legend is, and nothing verifiable, just a persistent local legend. The Earp family did have a ranch in the area for a while, and the legend is that Wyatt Earp actually ran the faro tables there at the Stone Hotel in Daggett for a little bit. Well, Mr. Stoltz, I'll get your contact information and we'll get everything put together here for you. I will let David Brenner at the Roadrunner Lodge know that you are a contest winner. I will email you the certificate, and I'll put the book and pen in the mail for you. We'll get your address. And Blue Miller, God bless. I'm so glad to see you. How are things in England today? Am I the only one that'll be glad when the year of the apocalypse is over, so we can get back to visiting with people? You bet, Nolan. You bet. Me amigos, I really hope you. I'm glad you enjoy this program. I really enjoy sharing this and talking with you and visiting, and it's just good. And I hope you can join us again. Blue, I'm sorry. It's another miserable day here in Kingman, too. Sunshine and warm, probably close to 80 today. Day after day, sunshine and warm. I don't know how much this person can put up with. On a serious note, it's our biggest problem out here has been brutally dry. It's been pretty dry in Kingman for about 10 years. But we had a couple good snows last year, but this has been brutal. We've had pretty good rain end of April, 1st of May. We had one good rain in August, and then we had a good rain a couple weeks ago. And down along some places like along the river, Havasu, Parker, Yuma, down in that country, they're running well over 200 days without a drop of rain. And then on top of that, we had a summer of record heat. 95 to 100 is pretty common temperatures here in Kingman in the summer. We'll get up to 105, even 110 on a rare occasion. We had weeks where it was day after day 105 plus this year, plus dry. So that's not good. Folks, again, thank you very much. Nolan, may I ask, where did you find the answer for that? I thought that because that was pretty much an obscurity, and I'm curious to where you found the answer on that. I have a feeling that I know, but Perhaps you could enlighten me sometime. Well, we've run up our 30 minutes, and man, it goes fast. Okay, Marla, listen, what we're going to do is, thank you, Nolan. Marla, Roadside Gifts. Contact the Blue Swallow, the Blue Whale in Catoosa carries Efren's merchandise. I believe Cool Springs does, and I know of some locations there in Illinois. And I'll get with Efren today, or I'll share a link. And if Efren's with us today, perhaps you can tell us what stores on Route 66 sell your merchandise. And we'll see if we can get that out for you. Well, I hope we can all get together again next Sunday morning for another episode of Coffee with Jim. Invite your friends. Let's make it a coffee party. And watch for some new programs. I've got the On the Road with Jim programs. I picked up a gimbal. It works. It's a little better. I had an older one, and it's not good. So we're going to try to do more of those. Those are sponsored by the Uranus Fudge Company and General Store. And sometime, I hope, possibly Wednesday, I'll try to post a scheduling for you so you can catch it. If not, this program, all of our videos are archived on the YouTube channel. But we're going to take about a half-hour walkabout, and I'm going to take you with me live. We'll go out to the site of Camp Beale Springs, and I will show you sites from the old Camp Beale Springs, the Wallapai camps there, and I'll show you traces of the Mojave Prescott Toll Road, and I'll show you remnants from the 1914 Automobile Road. It's really a rich area, and as a bonus, it's got some stunning desert scenery. Mark, good morning from cold and rainy Aurora, Illinois. Well, I'm sorry you missed it, but it's here. You can rewatch it, and like I say, it'll be archived on the YouTube channel. Well, my friends, until next week, vaya con Dios. Be careful out there, and take a deep breath. Reach out to friends and neighbors, regardless of political persuasion or anything else. That we're all in the same boat right now, and be careful. Don't let televangelists or politicians stampede you in a direction you really don't need to or shouldn't be going. My friends, take care. Adios, mi amigos.